friends, Paul Burke here, New York Teen Challenge, sharing a Tuesday thought with you as something that we've been doing over recent weeks. I hope it's been a blessing to you. Just going to share two verses with you. Matthew chapter 21, verse 18 and 19. And it says this, "Now in the morning, as he returned to the city, he was hungry, and seeing a fig tree by the road, he came to it and found nothing on it but leaves. And he said, 'Let no fruit grow on it ever again.' Immediately the fig tree was withered up." You see, the title of my thought is "Your Fruit Matters." You see, God has created everything with a purpose, everything for a reason. Even you have giftings and talents and things that God has invested inside of you that are for a specific purpose that He has in your life. You see, when Jesus encountered this tree, this fig tree, which was created to bear fruit, there was no fruit. And it upset Him, as you can see. And you know, God creates everything under the sun with a purpose. You were created with a purpose. You know, doctors solve physical problems, and lawyers solve legal problems. Dentists solve teeth problems. Well, there's something that God has created you to fix. There's something that God has called you to, and something that He's called you to in an area to bear fruit in. And He expects you to bear fruit. You know, it's important that we find our purpose in life, because our purpose is often what drives us. Being in the ministry of Teen Challenge, I find that one of the things that causes and leads people to addiction most often is the lack of purpose. And when people find their purpose and they find their gifting and they find what God has invested in them, it makes it so much easier to chase after it and so much harder to find themselves in a place of like addiction or despair. And God's created all of us for a purpose, and it's important that we find that. It'll change your life to know your purpose and know what kind of fruit God called you to bear. And number two, once you find that purpose, it's important to prepare yourself to be fruitful in that purpose. Whether that means getting education, going to school, whether that's part of your prayer life, to be prayed up, or your devotional life, to hear the voice of God, to know what He's called you to do, or whether that means rest. You know, God has called us to rest at times, and even rest has purpose, and it prepares us to be fruitful for the next season. You know, as men and women of God, we have to be intentional and disciplined. And everything we do needs to have purpose according to the purpose that we believe God is calling us to. So the word I want to leave you with is an encouraging word, is that your fruit matters. And that what God has called you to do is important. Whether you think it's little or great, God has called you to it. He's placed giftings and callings inside of you that are for you alone. You're important. He created you for a reason. And don't let things distract you and get in you away of your purpose. Because remember, your purpose matters. It matters so much that God's called you to it. Thank you for listening. We love you. You're important to us. If you have any comments or questions, just post it below. We'd love to be helpful in you discovering your purpose.